the last section has, I think it's like 2 berms of tabletop, and then it goes into much larger doubles. And the last couple times that we've been down Boomsauce, we kept thinking, I think we can do these. I think we can clear them. And we weren't thinking that the first time we rolled through. We were just like, whoa, this is it's
I remember seeing
uncomfortable.
Video of Stefan riding them and some of those some of the guys when they first built it, and they were jumping the doubles, and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And then as we would approach them at speed, it would be like, oh, this feels doable. And then you would roll over it and it didn't feel right. And then when I would look at it from the side, I was like, no, this is huge. Yeah, and Stick actually walked between, and he claims that he has an exact 12-inch foot, and so that his feet measurements is precise. He has a royal foot of England, and so his foot is actually a royal foot. So he said with a totally straight face how many feet was in between those two humps. And he was like, it's 12 inches. My foot's exactly 12 inches. And I was like, okay, as long as we're still talking about feet here, I'm not sure exactly where this is going. What did he say? It was 16 feet or 17 feet?
I think he did say that. Yeah. They're pretty big.
And they are big. And we thought the second one was much bigger, but he said it was the same. And that kind of helped mentally. So, all right, so
taller.
continue. You got into your, that's true. All right, so you got into your head that you thought today was the day, or you've been visualizing this. I mean, walk me through your process here.
Yeah, Danny, you know what? It actually came down to frustration. We had done that line. It's actually, the humps are so big.
Frustration.
Yes, the humps are so big that it's uncomfortable to pump it. Like it wants to send you in the air. Yes, you have to actually brake in order to do the humps. And that frustrated the crap out of me because it ruins that whole line. And so, after doing all the jumps at Ceres and, the Frederick jumps and all these things that you and I have been doing, we get more comfortable in the air.
The Danes flow around jumps, those are doubles.
Yeah.
Those are
small,
doubles.
but yes.
That you were small, but high speed that you have to boost kind of doubles.
And they're long.
That's what we talked about last week. I was like, well, if you're clearing all those, then you are boosting and you kind of know how to jump. So, yeah. Okay. So I understand the frustration now. It wasn't frustration that you weren't jumping them. It was frustration that that's the way to ride them, and that the trail, we weren't really appreciating that portion of the trail.
Yeah, you're basically ruining that run. You instead of ending it on a high, you're ending it on like a, it's like absolutely terrible.
That's not the way you want to do humps. If you're making that noise, you're doing it wrong. You want to be hooting and hollering. You want to jump over those humps. Woo! Not a. That's a very good point. How to know you're doing humps wrong.
Yeah.
I think you'll know. You know what? You'll know.
Yeah,
you don't need us to tell you.
You know when you're humping right. Absolutely.
Yeah. It won't feel right. My wife could probably give you some good examples of someone that does poor humping. You know what? Edit that out.
Cut.
Cut. Yeah. I have a pump track in the backyard, people. Keep your minds out of the gutter. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about the pump track. Come on. Jeez, people. You and I had been talking about doubling these things for the last 2 or 3 rides going down Boomsauce. And you know what? That day was just so perfect. The trails were mint. We were feeling pretty good. We had already done several things before we got to Boomsauce. And I just thought, why not? The weather's good. We're feeling good. It's one thing when it's cold and you're like, oh, I don't want a session right now. I'm freezing. No, it was a perfect day. Perfect day for it.
True. Yeah, good points. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you started looking at it and you started doing like your pre-ride kind of mantras and routine of stomping on the feature and running up to it and psyching yourself up. And I was just watching it. I was like, I think I'm going to do it. Like, if you want to do it, I'm not feeling it today. So if you want to do it, go ahead. But they looked really big to me. And I was just kind of planning on watching, which is kind of becoming a theme here that, I'm like, I don't think so. And then you do it. And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll try it. So,
yeah.
it was really interesting. But yeah, you totally took the lead on that, and I guess I didn't talk you out of it. Like, you just knew that you could do it.
Yeah.
And so you started messing around with it, and what was the experience?
Man, I cased it bad. But that was actually a good thing. It was really, because I guess the fear there is like, well, what happens if you don't clear it? And I did not clear it, and I was just like, oh, I'm okay. I made it out.
Yes.
And part of you and I had talked about this, but the doubles are so close together that we were worried that if you landed in the middle, could you pull off in time? Because the second one is much taller. Could you pull off in time and not have to do the second one? And you could. We found out that we could. So that was
you
very
proved
comforting
every
for me.
mistake. You proved every mistake you could make that you could do it. You were like, okay, can I stop before? Can I case the first one? Check. Can I case the first one and then stop before I go into the second one? Because they're really close together. Check. Okay.
Check.
Can I case the first one and then pull off to the side instead of going over the second one? Check. I was like, okay. There's nothing you can't do wrong on these doubles. Like, apparently, you can't. It's impossible to get hurt on these things.
So
but they're big. They're really big, and for there was no one there leading us through. There was no one there showing us how to do it, and so you were guinea pigging it. Like, you were the guy. You were the first one to say, like, oh, we can break here. Oh, we can case this. Oh, we can pull off to the side. And so that was really valuable for Stick and I watching that, and for you. But it takes guts. It takes guts to start charging at something like that. So, kudos to you for sure.
No, the kudos goes to you, because I may have gone first, but you actually ended up clearing all of them. Like, no cases.
I just understand the jumping mechanics a little bit more. I just understand that boosting a little bit more. I had a hard time committing to the speed. You have to really come in rocking and rolling. And you have to come in with a lot of speed out of the last berm. I'm not great at holding speed in berms. I'm practicing. I'm getting better at that. So I could get those a little bit cleaner. I felt like I had a little bit of a case on a couple of them, but it didn't slow me down enough to get the second one. So it was, and you know what? It's really fun when you start getting doubles, like the ones you get on Dane's Flow Around. Like when you get them in the rhythm of the trail, the way that they're designed. It's really fun. It's like a rhythm jump. I've never done rhythm jumps. Any of our listeners that get into the dirt jumping and do the rhythm jumps, like you see at bike parks, where it's just like jump, 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 jump. Be like on dirt jumpers or BMX bikes. Yeah. That looks like so much fun. So Ride and Laugh 1 at Gmail. We haven't thrown out the Gmail and told people to comment on anything specifically yet. But what about jumping doubles? Do you find are you good at that? Do you find that different than other types of jumps? And does anyone do the rhythm jumps? With any kind of tips, any sorts of suggestions for Sage as he gets into jumping and how to clear these doubles?